Hello, and welcome to this Miklix video where I'm going to show you how to defeat the boss called Godfrey, first Elden Lord, who mid-fight transforms into Hoarah Loux, warrior at the Elden Throne in Leyndell, Ashen Capital and Elden Ring. As you probably know, bosses in Elden Ring are divided into 3 tiers. From lowest to highest, field bosses, greater enemy bosses and finally demigods and legends. Godfrey, first Elden Lord / Hoarah Loux, warrior is in the highest tier, legendary bosses, and is found at the Elden Throne in Leyndell, Ashen Capital, where we have previously fought Morgott in the non-ashen version of the capital. He is a mandatory boss that must be defeated in order to progress the main story of the game. You may recall fighting the spirit form of Godfrey earlier when exploring the regular version of Leyndell a good while back. Well, this is the real deal, and he appears to be really grumpy about having to take matters into his own and living hands. Well, then imagine how I feel. I have battled through all these lands, killed all these enemies, defeated every single lesser boss in the game, just to stand here and feel unwelcome. He would certainly have made it much easier for me if he had just come to find me and handed over the Elden Throne willingly. But then I guess it would also have been a really short and boring game. Anyway, around halfway through the fight, he will reveal his true identity to be Hoarah Loux, warrior, the real father of Nephi Loux, warrior, who you may have encountered as an NPC quest giver throughout the game. It's possible to summon her for this boss fight if you have progressed her questline far enough, but I must have missed that, because she wasn't there. I suppose it would have been a bit cruel to summon her against her own father, but if she didn't like cruelty, she shouldn't have been an NPC in a FromSoft game. No worries, my gal pal Black Knife Tish was more than willing to lend a hand and blade as usual. In the first half of the fight, Godfrey feels similar to his spirit form, except that he has gained several highly annoying area of effect attacks that will cover most of the arena and therefore are pretty difficult to avoid. This is the reason I'm doing ranged combat with my black bow in this video, as I didn't have much luck avoiding all the crap he does when I was in melee range, and constantly being knocked over by AoE is just annoying. By using Serpent Arrows, I was able to get a poison damage over time effect ticking on him. Even though it doesn't do huge damage, it's helpful to have something chip away at his health, especially considering there are lengthy sequences in the fight where it's hard to get new hits in. When he switches to phase 2 at around half health, all of this gets much worse. In the form of Hoarah Loux, he is much faster, completely relentless and has even more and nastier area of effect attacks. He is so fast that it's quite difficult to get any attacks in, and he actually managed to kill Tish, which rarely happens. That left poor little me to handle a big grumpy boss all on my own, but once again we're reminded of who the real main character is as I managed to turn glorious battle into glorious victory. At this point, I'm actually surprised that I don't have large groups of bards following me around, begging to be allowed to write epic poems about me, but they seem to be taking their sweet time getting here. Oh well, silly little loot pluckers would probably just get in my way. Anyway, during phase 1, the boss has what appears to be the ghostly spirit form of a lion sitting on his shoulder. According to lore, this lion is what is holding him back from being completely consumed by bloodlust, which also explains why he is much nastier in phase 2 as the lion isn't there anymore. After Tish's death, you can see me having several close calls as I just try to survive while he's chasing me and spamming me with attacks. It actually takes a while before I can even get a single arrow fired at him, which was highly annoying considering that he was very close to death himself and one arrow was all it took. In the last moments before that arrow was finally fired and found its target, I was already vividly living through the annoyance, frustration, and impressively creative vocabulary of curse words that would manifest if the boss managed to kill me before I put him down, but the world will never know because it fortunately didn't come to that after all. And now for the usual boring details about my character. I play as a mostly dexterity build. My melee weapons are the Nagakiba with keen affinity and Thunderbolt Ash of War, and the Uchigatana also with keen affinity, but I mostly used the black bow with Serpent Arrows as well as regular arrows in this fight. I was level 174 when this video was recorded, which I think is a bit high for this content, but it was still a reasonably fun and challenging fight. I'm always looking for the sweet spot where it's not mind-numbing easy mode, but also not so difficult that I will be stuck on the same boss for hours. Anyway, this is the end of this Godfrey, first Elden Lord / Hoarah Loux, warrior video. Thanks for watching. Check out the YouTube channel or Miklix.com for more videos. You could even consider being completely awesome by liking and subscribing. Until next time, have fun and happy gaming!